try that
So
out.
how do you just describe your band?
Pretty tough. Us having fun, having a mosh on stage.
Hey Sabian, what are we doing?
Just taking some promos.
Down here at Burnie Beach. Down here at Burnie Beach, getting some promos for our upcoming Facebook page. Even though the guys already made it. Fuck off.
So our fourth started back in 2012 when John and we kind of wanted to start a side project from the band we were currently in. I was playing drums at the time and I wanted to play guitar real bad, and John was playing guitar and wanted to try out vocals. Being a band in Burnie, Tasmania, a very small town, we didn't have much to go by, but we were keen. We were writing a bunch of demos at the time. We didn't really know what we wanted to sound like or anything, but we were writing and releasing a bunch, and we ended up finding a couple of mates that joined as well so we could play shows, and we literally played anything and anywhere we possibly could in that time, and most of the time it was to literally no one. We were playing to no one. It was opening shows, playing to no one, and that was the wave. That was what we were doing. We were having fun. We didn't care at the time. It was just something cool.
We're out for it. Have some fun. Have some fun.
Alpha Wolf. Alpha Wolf!
What's funny?
Zach, I'm smiling at Zach.
You fucking filmed it, you fuck.
So we ended up settling on the heavy sound. We wanted to play breakdowns, we wanted to make people mosh, and we wanted to go in that direction 100%. So we wiped the slate clean, kind of removed all the old songs off the internet and anywhere you could find them, and started fresh. We recorded 5 tracks and released the EP called Origin, and we put so much into that at the time, and for us it was crazy. We had a good friend, Roman Costa, mix and master it, and that was like mind-blowing at the time. We heard it and we were like, holy fuck.
This voice is in my head.
Yeah, that's good.
This voice is in my head. This voice is in my head.
And we tried to make that as big of a release as possible, filmed a music video and stuff, and took it on the road. We ended up picking up some cool shows. We toured with some cool bands in Tasmania, and around that time there was a weird stigma about the band where we branded ourselves as Tasmania's most hated, and that was kind of because all the local bands didn't like us. Don't know why. Most promoters didn't like us, and yeah, we had fans and whatnot, and people loved the whole Tasmania's most hated thing, but we used it to our advantage. We promoted that, and it was kind of our image for a bit, but then we outgrew it when we started travelling interstate, and basically all around that time, no matter where we were, we would bring friends with us. If our van held 8 people, we would take us and 4 other people. And those friends would just mosh at the shows, run into each other. They would do guest vocals and stuff like that. And one of those people, a lot of the time, was Lockie. We'd fly him down to Tasmania. I guess he flew himself at that time because we were broke as hell. He'd come with us to wherever. I think he came to most of our Tasmanian trips at that time to hang out and do guest spots, which looking back is sick. I remember I really wanted us to tour the East Coast, and you know, at that time no one would book us, so I just booked our own tour. I booked the Cause of Ruckus tour, which ended up being 13 dates I think, and it started at the top of New South Wales and went down to Adelaide and Tasmania as well. And I found this band called Failure from New South Wales who had a similar style to us, and it was hectic. We played to no one at most shows. I think, you know, there's little bits of footage out there where you can see us literally playing to no one. But you know, we had ourselves there and we just made the shows as ridiculous as possible at the time. After doing what I think we could with Origin, you know, it was time to put out new music and stuff like that, and it was starting to get a bit weird, I think, within our little camp. You know, we'd conquered all of our short-term goals. We played in a state, we'd go down to Tasmania, we'd done a tour, all that stuff we never thought possible for our little band from Burnie. So, you know, we didn't know what to do next, but we knew we had to put out new music. So we made a 2-track, that seemed cool at the time. Experimented a bit with the sound, tried some heavier parts and whatnot, and we put that out and accompanied that with another tour that I booked. This time around we got Justice for the Damned on board. They were like a sick band at the time, and I saw them play once and asked them to hop on board. And To The Grave as well. Dane from To The Grave helped me book some of the dates in Sydney because I had no contacts whatsoever. And I think that might have been the first time we made it up to Queensland. So this time around, the Anime Titties tour, I think it was 17 shows total from Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, South Australia and Tasmania. And our bands were a little bit bigger at the time, so we actually had people at the shows this time around. Scotty joined us for most of it on bass. We barely knew the dude, but we're like, whatever, jump in the van, play some bass, you're alright, you'll do. And turned out he's a sick cunt, so you know, he joined the band just after that or during that. And yeah, we just done the same thing as always, took friends along to do what we could, have a bit of fun, and that tour to this day is probably still one of my most fun memories I've ever had. It's crazy to look back on. We didn't really film much, I couldn't find much to accompany this, but yeah, it was definitely a crazy time.
Straight out of Burnie.
Yeah! Shut up, Wolf! Our 30!
Burnie straight edge.
Alpha Wolf. Yeah.